a cold front has hit the western and southern coasts, bringing with it gale-force winds, icy weather and rough seas with gigantic swells that are expected to last the weekend. Not good news for many of us. The cold front made landfall this afternoon. Now, for an update on the story, I'm joined now on the line by Puseletso Mofokeng from the SA Weather Service. Not good news, Puseletso. How did we know that this was coming to pass, and how long is this expected to last?
Well, good evening, Thami, and good evening to the listener, to the viewers as well. I must point out that, yes, we are expecting these terrible conditions to at least last for 2 days. That refers to those coastal conditions, the strong winds, the gale-force winds, as well as the high seas that are in excess of 6 meters. In other words, we are counting them to be between 6 to 9 meters, between Cape Agalas and about Lambeth Bay. So that's where we're expecting these conditions to be. So these are expected to even continue to tomorrow. But most importantly, we also do have one of the event that is having quite an impact on the south coast currently. Between Mossel Bay and Plettenberg Bay, we're expecting the storm surge. In other words, those high waves that we're expecting to move along the southwest and the south coast, we're expecting them to drift quite a little bit inland. That is about 50 meters from their normal shoreline, or the normal place where the water actually run to. So we're expecting it to run a little bit further. That's why we're actually warning for a storm surge for tonight as well as for tomorrow. That will be between Mossel Bay and Plettenberg Bay.
Now, there are heavy rains that are being expected, and you've told us, between Mossel Bay, etc. But which other areas in the country are likely to be affected by these weather conditions?
Well, we also do expect heavy rain that is expected to be associated with localized flooding along or over the Cape Winelands, as well as over back. So beyond that, we also have the gale-force winds that is expected between Saldanha Bay and Cape Agalas, but tomorrow it will spread to Cannon Rocks. Otherwise, over the interior, the rest of the Western Cape is expected to be cold tonight as well as tomorrow. But the cold conditions are expected to spread to over the Eastern Cape by tomorrow, including the southern areas of the Northern Cape as well as the Free State. That's where the extreme conditions are expected over this period, tonight and tomorrow. Otherwise, we are going to see the improvement of weather starting from Monday. But on Monday, we are still expecting a little bit of rainfall that will be hanging along the coast. In other words, it will be only along the south coast. Otherwise, on Tuesday, that rainfall is expected to be limited along the coast of KwaZulu-Natal and the Port Edward as well as Port St. John's. That's where it's going to be on Tuesday. But afterwards, we are going to see much of the improvement for the remainder of the week.
And what sort of advice do you give to people during these type of times? How does one best secure themselves when the weather conditions get this dire?
That is indeed a very important question. As we indicate that the seas are going to be quite rough, we are discouraging the public to get anywhere closer to the coast. And we are also saying that as we are in these strong winds, especially in the Western Cape, Northern Cape and Eastern Cape, we are discouraging people to actually leave the fires unattended, because under these conditions, obviously, we can have quite a lot of loss that include our property and sometimes even life. So especially when we are under these conditions, we have to look beyond just the coastal conditions. We have to look at the cold conditions that may actually encourage people to burn fire. And obviously that could lead to the loss, as I pointed out. And beyond that, over Gauteng, obviously there isn't any chance of, there's no major change that is expected here in Gauteng, Northwest, Limpopo, and Mpumalanga.